Fridays, we are live at Bambusia Eco Park in Mukono, Wantoni, summing up the month's topic, work-life balance. Joining me on the show today is none other than a gentleman known for his wit, his humor, his love for his family, love for HR, love for rugby, among other things. Join me as I sit down with Claude Rutayisire, the Principal HR Officer of National Water and Sewerage Corporation. Enjoy. Claude.
Yes.
Welcome to HR Fridays.
Thank you.
Thank
Ruby.
you for honoring my request to come.
Anytime.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now, this month we've been looking at work-life balance. But before I get into work-life balance, I like to give an icebreaker. What do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? I love rugby.
Mm-hmm.
I love to watch rugby. On top of that, I love to travel. I love to meet people, and we talk.
Yeah.
Talk about anything. Work, life, anything.
Yeah.
And make fun out of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one you haven't mentioned that I thought you would. You like, just like me, you like to MC as well.
Wow.
Because I've seen you MC and you did a very good job.
I like to MC. I have not done it so much, but I like to talk.
Yeah.
So once I like to talk,
Any opportunity?
MCing will be very easy for me.
Okay. Yeah. So over the month of August, I've been looking at work-life balance. These are things that nobody talks about. Yes. You know, people assume that it is a thing you will get when you reach a certain point. Yeah. So I'm just wondering, in your opinion, do you think that work-life balance is important? Is it something that's important?
Work-life balance.
Yeah.
In the current state of affairs, it's very, very important. Because it's the only way that you're going to balance your work and your personal life. Failure to do that, you then won't be able to. One side will get overwhelmed, and you may get off track one side. Either your life side, where life is your family life, your personal life, your life with your friends and all that. Either it gets overwhelmed or your workplace will get overwhelmed. So you have to balance the two sides in order to be to be comfortable generally, or else you may go off track on one side of life. It's
like a seesaw. The one you give more weight is the one...
The one that will prosper, and the other might do what? Might get to suffer.
And most times it's our work that suffers the more.
Yes.
Yes, surprisingly. Like if you'd think that if I have more life, if my life is more balanced, the work will be balance, which is not the case.
Which is not the case. It's not the case. The two have to balance, really.
Just to pick up on what you've said, how do you because I know you come from a very busy office, National Water, and you work up country. So how do you, as Claude, manage to achieve work-life balance? Because I say this from a perspective of someone who knows you. Like, I know your work, I know your life, quote unquote, and I can see that there is a balance there. But I know it just doesn't come like that. So how do you achieve this in a busy office like yours?
Okay. I think the first thing that I decided to do is allocate time to all my aspects or spheres of life. I don't carry one into the other. Work is between 8 and 5. I try as much as possible to do my work within that time. I don't carry work home unless it's really a special task, which is once in a while. Then I don't also carry my family life. I have issues at home or anything that will happen there, then cross over to work. Work is work and life is life. Then on top of that, I also create time for me as me. Of course, it's very important. Once in a while, you need your time. Go to a place, maybe like this, sit and think. So it's about apportioning time that you have for every aspect, and don't allow any to cross over to the other. Once you start to mix the two issues, you carry work home, and then you carry your home stuff to work, they will get to mix up, and then they will mess you up. So you have an issue with the boss, and then you're angry with the boss, or you have a lot of tasks and you get angry, you carry it home, you'll then start to pass it on to the family and to the kids as well. When you have issues at home, then you carry them to work, you will fail to perform, of course, because you're then thinking, oh, what's this, what's that, I didn't do this. So failure to keep that at home then crosses over to work, and then you get tangled into a lot of stuff.
When you talk about taking work home, I do know a couple of people. I've seen people. Even I once in a while will take work home. Is it something that's inevitable? Like, are we the ones who decide and say, okay, I have to take work home, I'll finish, or does the pressure from the company or the business, whatever you're doing, force you to take the work home? Is it something you can say no to?
I know there are tendencies of people carrying work home. There's work pressure. Yes. If like I said, once in a while you'll do it.
Yeah.
You can't refuse, because then you have a task, you have a deadline to meet, you will carry the work home. But let's not make it a habit. There are people who sometimes fail to plan or manage their time, then have to carry work home. I just want work to be done in a work setting. They don't carry work home, then you're not going to achieve what you're supposed to achieve at home. You get? Because at home, a home is a home. You get? I would rather work late in office than carry work home. So that's why I just don't like it, because then when it starts as a habit, it then grows. So either during the day you will fail to do something because you know you will do it at home. So that's where I disagree with people that carry work home. But if you have a deadline and you have something to achieve, that is really okay. But it's once in a while. You get? It should not be something that you should do every time. I'm going to carry work home, I'm going to work over the weekend. Then what were you doing during the week? Because you have enough hours to do. Special tasks, yes. But carrying work all the time home, not a good idea.
So Claude, just to take you back to the beginning, you said you like to play rugby, you like to travel, spend time with the family, talk to people, take time off and think. When people think about work-life balance, is it something that has to be costly, especially on the life end? Wow.
That's where we have a misconception about the whole work-life balance. It's not about money. Fine, it can be about money, but it should be within your means. If you don't have the money, because what I said is, it's about balancing your work with your life. You staying home and talking to your kids, they need money. You have a meal, you get. And it's also about planning your finances. If really, there are those that would want to go for a holiday. If you don't have, then what are you going to do? You get. You can go for a movie with your family. You can go have lunch out with your family. It's the simple, small things you do, you get. Now, like for people that love sports like me, it's about me creating my Saturday. I go play soccer with the boys, you get. Around the village, you get. There are places that have quiz nights, you get. Go to quiz nights. Have a group of friends, get and play board games, play chess, answer some quizzes, get to talk, you get. Those don't need money. Even if they needed money, it's really small, you get. But also, if you then want to do the really big things, then plan your leave, save your money, and then go for holiday. Uganda has nice places. If you decide to go out of the country, then you know that what cost implication. But there are things that you do that don't need money. You get, like carrying work home and carrying home to work, don't need money. So just plan your time properly. You get, and everything will be okay. You get, it can be costly, but as well it shouldn't be. Also, and now that's where we also guys have problems, or people get challenges with this. Is then they want to do very big things, and then it will start to stress you. You start to borrow money because you want to go for a holiday, or you start to get all your savings because you want to go a holiday, and then you come back and then you can't provide maybe at home. Now once that starts, then it will go into work. You then have to start getting loans or start to borrow money and all that, which shouldn't be the case. So let's balance this, do the small things, and everything shall be fine.
Okay, as you conclude, I'm just wondering if you think, is work-life balance something you can be intentional about? If so, how? Like, what are some of the practical steps you can make or do to make sure that you strike a balance between the two?
Some people, I think, get just moving to unbalancing or failing to balance those two without realizing. You then get so taken up by work, and everything is about my work and my career, and you get it without knowing. But you trying to balance work and life really is something that can be intentional. You get. like I told you at the beginning, is get time, allocate time to everything. Because you work Monday to Friday, 7 to 5 p.m. is strictly work. After that, it's you. It's you and your family or your friends or your relatives. So once you start to allocate time, that's the first step. You get, and then even in allocating time, then in the life sphere of work-life balance, you then also allocate time for yourself, for your family, for your friends, and maybe any acquaintances. You get, so it's something that you can plan and do. You get, because anything that you don't plan for, you will never do, and then you'll find yourself in things that you cannot really get out of. But you can plan, like I told you. You plan your finances. I want to go on holiday, and I will go at this time. So then your leave should also be at that particular time. Don't go get money yet you don't have leave. You then, because you have money, you want to go now, then the boss is saying you have work to do, then the two conflict. So plan that, say, I am going to work this whole year in December, I am going to go on holiday, and then I have to save to have this money, this is the place I want to go to, you get. So it's really something that you can plan, and it should be intentional. Yeah, because once you plan this, everything starts to move. Starts to fall in properly.
So is it, at what point do you know that now I have work-life balance? Do you ever reach a point where now I've reached?
When none of the two stresses you get. When when you balance, when the family, when the times you get to work and you see very early in the morning someone is gloomy, is angry. You as an HR person, you should know there's something wrong. You get. You see someone coming late, absconding from work, doesn't relate well with people at work. Productivity is low. Find out why. Productivity, it could be a work issue, but sometimes it can come from home. So once someone has been here and then you're seeing them deteriorate, find out why it is. Usually there is something from behind that is pushing them. It could be from here, but also it could
be from behind.
From then also on your family side, for example, the marriage, your husband or your spouse, for that matter, comes home angry. You get his banging tables. You talk to him. There's something that is failing at work. Either he's not relating well with the boss, or they have annoyed him. Something has happened that side. So once the two balance, someone comes in the morning. That these people that come to office in the morning, the first thing is high fives to everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Usually, that person had a good night. That person had a good time. It means that then from work, the people you find don't want to go home early. There's
under the pretext that
I'm working. There's something they're running away from. So I don't believe someone should not go on leave. Someone should stay in office after what are your official working hours, unless they're shift people. Why are they going home? Because as HRs, someone's tasks. You get? So if the tasks can be managed between 8 and 5, why then is this person extending? It means there's something. You may not be able to manage the life balance, but then you can push them to go on leave and sort themselves out. Get counselors to talk to them to find out what it is. But once the two strike a balance, you will definitely see it at work.
Okay, Claude. Conclusively, what are your 2 cents on work-life balance? I know you've given me a lot, but I just want to hear your final thoughts. Like, as Claude, what are your 2 cents?
Work-life balance right now is very, very important. Very important. Very important. It's something that organizations and as HRs need to take up on a serious note. And of late, I'm seeing many organizations try to adapt it. Take guys for staff for retreats, team building sessions, and doing the wellnesses at work, people getting to meet. It's something that is going to help you as an organization, even your own people. Sometimes you pick the best out of people when you let them be free. You get, So once we adopt some of the issues that people are supposed to have in their life and incorporate them into our workplaces. And then it starts to what? To help persons improve. Like the whole breastfeeding thing, bring someone's kids can come and have a daycare, or give them parents time off to go and breastfeed. What do you expect? It's an hour of breastfeeding, but you might get a lot in the afternoon session of that person being at work. Stop them and they will be there, use your internet, but actually not doing nothing. So it's something we need to adopt, and all organizations need to adopt it, other than just looking at it as something that life is yours and work is mine. No. You have to help your staff achieve the other two aspects.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Claude.
Welcome,
very,
Ruby.
Very, very, very interesting insights. I think what has stood out for me is when you know you've hit a balance when the two don't stress you as much. Yeah. Yes. For the rest of the viewers, I hope you have enjoyed the insights from Claude. See you next week, and remember,